mistletoe. We love you. This wedding reflects your personalities and the wonderful people that you are. It could not have been more beautiful, and may the simcha and dancing continue for a long, long time.
Before I came to Project Sarah, I used to be frightened of my husband, and I used to lock myself in my basement and cry there all the time because I didn't know how to react, and I was frightened of him. I used to hide in my children's bedrooms. I used to hide outside in my backyard. I used to hide between their feet under the table. I was afraid to pick up the phone. I was afraid to walk around. And I was under tremendous stress. And I couldn't stop crying or do any basic type of functioning in my house. I would just be basically hiding or crying.
In spite of working in this field for so many years and seeing so many families, when I see a family that works, where it's a source of support and nurturing and safety, where the parents can look at each other and say, we did a good job with these kids, or I need you when the chips are down. Those families, those are miracles. And the families where that doesn't happen, where they dread when the other spouse comes through the door, when the kids don't feel safe, those families are the ones that we are dealing with.
Project Sarah has moved forward in the last few years. We are really Project Sarah International. People call us from all over the world, seek us as a resource, and always want to know how we do the things that we do as well as we do them. We're not pretending anymore that these problems don't exist. We're out there, we're here to offer the services to the community, and we've brought the community along with us so that communities like ours are not in any way denying that these problems exist, but we are doing our best to provide as many services as possible to victims and their families to make sure they get the help that they need.
Unfortunately, in the past year, we have seen more clients than we've ever before. Nearly 125 clients have benefited from the services of the expert care at Project Sarah. It's a number that we're proud of. It means that more people feel comfortable coming to our office and seeking the help that they might not have sought out just a number of years ago. But that number is still painful to us. We don't want to be seeing more people, but we're proud to have earned the community's trust that when such a situation arises, when a family or a child or a wife needs the support, Project Sarah is always there to help.
We know that when a woman is a victim of domestic violence or there is an issue of sexual abuse, people want to work along with their rabbis. Having Rabbi Jachter as one of our resources and a person that I can call on at any time when I have a question is unbelievably helpful to us.
The workshops that Project Sarah has run for Rabbanim, to be able to educate Rabbanim on how to deal with abuse, spot abusers, and deal effectively with abusers. Such a vitally important contribution to our community. Rabbanim are the first line of defense for women who have been abused. And Project Sarah encourages Rabbanim to devote at least one drasha a year to the topic of family abuse. And women now know that their rabbis are there for them. We're sympathetic, we're trained, all because of Project Sarah.
Rabbi Jachter has been an invaluable resource for women who are seeking to get a get.
A husband withholding a get certainly is a form of abuse. That's why in Bergen County, the incidence is so much lower. And Project Sarah is there to address it and to prevent it in the first place.
He's been a huge resource to the whole community, and Project Sarah is very grateful to him for being one of our collaborators. I first met Robin Nyman when she was an intern here at this agency, and after she graduated from her program, she immediately became employed in our agency, really moving the Magen Yeladim program forward, helping develop the next phase of the program, training volunteers.
We go into schools and we do a three-pronged training program. We train the teachers on how to recognize abuse and to keep the children safe. We train the parents on how to have the right language to speak to their children about this very sensitive topic. And then we train the children. And we give the children all the A, B, C, D, and E's of safety. And it goes through the basics of when to call 911, not to let a stranger into the house. And then it goes in further to talk about the privacy of your own body and that nobody has the right to touch you or talk to you in a way that makes you uncomfortable.
Project Sarah brought this Magen Yeladim program into my kids' school. I have the advantage point of seeing it as a parent and as a teacher. In school, I was able to see how they brought it down to different ages. And at every age level, they brought it to that group. When they came home afterward, I put on the other hat as a parent, and it was much easier for me to speak to them, and I understood how to speak to them, I understood them, where they were coming from, and this awareness that was brought out was very, very crucial.
We did that in dozens of schools. We trained literally thousands of children and thousands of parents and hundreds of teachers. It's a wonderful program that really is a proactive way to keep children safe. Instead of coming in when there's a crisis, this is a wonderful way to avoid crises and to help children to keep themselves safe and to help parents to know how to help their children stay safe.
My name is Marcia Levy. I'm a Presidium member for the National Council of Jewish Women, Bergen County section. We've been in existence since 1923. We represent 1,100 women, and our mission statement is to improve the quality of life for women, children, and families, and to strive to ensure individual rights and freedom through all of our programs. We wanted our membership to be aware that there was something in the Orthodox community that met the same needs, and I wanted to share with them that we're all sisters, so we have to be conscious of each other. Project Sarah was a natural.
Marcia Levy and the National Council of Jewish Women Bergen County section have been unbelievable partners with us. Marcia Levy has sat in our consortium, our Project Sarah board, for over 10 years. She's a steadfast, smart, dedicated member of our board who always has important things to tell us and important information to offer us. She's always been someone that we can depend on, even when the going gets rough. And National Council for Jewish Women has the same mission as we do, helping families and women and children be safe in the area of domestic violence and sexual abuse. All of the people that are sitting in the audience today are collaborators with us, and all of you are important to Project Sarah.
The single thing that helps people is knowing that they are not in this alone. And Project Sarah, with the help of everybody in this room and who has supported us over the years, has been able to create a world of support for people so that they no longer have to be victims, but we now call them survivors.
I was able to overcome my many challenges, and that was because of Project Sarah. And I'm so glad I made that phone call, and that phone call saved my life. If not for Project Sarah and their tremendous work they do, I would probably end up either committing suicide or being in a mental institution because of so much stress and because I couldn't function at all. So I really owe tremendous gratitude to Project Sarah for all they did, their tremendous work that they do, and that everybody should know that there is hope out there, and that if they need to, they can make the call, and they know there's a loving person at the other end who will hold their hand and guide them throughout all their pain. And it is a tremendous chazak to the community and to everybody to know there are people like Project Sarah that are always available 24/7 whenever you need them. They will always be there to stand next to you at all times.